Welcome to the Future of Real Estate, your chance to find out what's going on in real estate and the real estate market. This morning show is brought to you by the Ellis team at RE/MAX Realty Group. RE/MAX is award winner for most transactions in Florida.
With the Ellis team at RE/MAX, it's a family affair. Always call the Ellis team, they'll handle you with care.
Welcome to the Future of Real Estate. I'm Brett Ellis of the Ellis team at RE/MAX Realty Group. Thank you for joining us for the show. It's that special time of year again. It's February 2010, and it's that time of year where we release our annual official Southwest Florida State of the Market Report. And this year, there's a lot of exciting activity, so we want to jump right into it, educate you. What we're going to do is we're going to do this in segments. This first segment, we're going to give you a Lee County overview of what's been going on in the market, and then we're going to break it down and go into some of the submarkets, because not every submarket works in tandem like the overall Lee County market does. So I want to refresh your memory to last year's report. Now, last year we gave you a visualization of a three-legged stool. And what we said was, to the stool, everyone asked, when are we going to hit bottom? And we kept saying 09 was going to look like a bouncing along the bottom kind of a thing. And you'll know when you hit bottom when you achieve three things. The first thing was sales volume. I want to take you to a graph right now that shows you what the sales volume in 2009 was compared to what it was in 2008. And if you look here at the graph, in 08 of January, we had 362 sales. In 09, that swelled to 936. And then look what happened all year long. If you look in the maroon or reddish highlights here, you'll see these are the 2009 sales. And compare that to 2008. We practically doubled. Well, we almost did double 2008, and 2008 was a near record-breaking year. 2009 shattered those. We had over 17,000, like 700 and some closings. Now, we're reporting more than the official numbers put out by the Florida Association of Realtors because we track more MLSs, and then we cull it down and we eliminate the duplicates. So you don't have any of that, and I've also eliminated a few of the dead records that weren't actual sales, but they were somehow reported in MLS. So there's a good indication of what was going on in the market in terms of record transaction volume. So that's the first leg of the stool. The next leg of the stool, if we cut over to, I'd like to cut over to the inventory levels if we can. And what you're going to find here is, look what's happened here. In 08, we had almost a 3-year supply of inventory in the market. Last year, we were very excited. We said it's down to 17.53 months. That was big news for last year. Well, look what's happened in the last year. This January of 2010, we're down to 7.11 months. That's more of a normal type market. So we've really, in the last 2 years, come down from 30 months to 7 months. So that's the second leg of the stool that we've been talking about. And then the last leg of the stool, and we couldn't report that had actually occurred yet last year, but we can now report, look what's going on. Now, this is a graph of prices. Now look what happened in January of 2008, because this is important. People are going to report that prices were down about 40%, 38 to 40%, depending if you go on mean average or median average, versus last year, but it's year over year. Those price drops for the year occurred mostly in 2008. When we inherited this market in January of 2009, look where we were. Those prices, the median price was $92,813 by our calculations. The average price is $138,000. This is January of 09. By December of 09, the median price went up to $95,000, and the median price, or the median was $95,000. The average went up to $156,225, almost an $18,000 difference. So what we're saying is, if you look back at this graph, even though the media is going to report that prices are down about 40% year over year, look what really happened all year long. We smoothed out here. We bounced along the bottom, kind of like what we said was likely to happen. And in fact, we actually shot up in the second half of 2009. We had appreciating prices, at least statistically. So I think what you're seeing is we've completed, it's Olympic season. So we've talked about we're going for the gold, and we had a clean sweep. We got all, gold, silver, and bronze. We got all of them. And that really signifies that's what we were looking for bottom. I think we saw a bottom, and I think you could probably call bottom about mid-part of 2009, and statistically it's bared it out. Now, are all bottoms firm? That's up for speculation. What we think this will probably hold, but there are some factors going forward we'll get to a little bit later on in the show. So I want to move on now to inventory supply by price range. And we've got a graph of that we can check out. Check this out. This is inventory level, and these shot down. This was about 20 months last year. The 0 to 100,000. We are down to 4.23 months of inventory. So buyers out there, if you're a first-time home buyer, if you're looking to bid on a property and your agent tells you that there's multiple offers on the property, chances are there are multiple offers on the property. So we're down to 4.23 months. But look here in the $1 million price range. We've got over a 5-year supply. If you're a seller and you got over $1 million listing or even a $500,000 listing, that's not where the strength in our market is. We are looking at 3 to 5 year plus supply in the upper price ranges. We had a lot of sales at 0 to 100 and even 100 to 200. And I'll give you some interesting stats here on that after a bit. So I want to take you to our year-end prices so you can kind of see what's been going on with that, because these are more like the official numbers the Florida Association of Realtors will report. And this is a good graph because you get to see, what's going on here. Let me zoom in here for you and give you over the course of time here. This is back in 1993. Prices were about $83,300. Look where we are. We shot up in 2005 to a year-end average of about $281. We were down to $90,400 in 2009. So if we zoom out here, what you're looking at is prices shot up. They've really come back down. And when we say Florida's on sale, it's a bargain. It truly is. And this is why we're seeing these record sales numbers. So I want to take you now to another graph, and this is our inventory graph. Now, going back to the height of the market in 2005, this is just Fort Myers and Cape Coral inventory. We had, less than 2,000, looks like about 1,200 properties on the market. Guess what? We had about 1,200 pendings. But look what happened in about October of 2005. Remember back then we went on TV and told you this market's going to turn. We're going to see inventory go up and pendings go down, and that's just what happened. And what we're now seeing is, look what happened up here through 2008. But then a funny thing happened. We started to see these pending sales go down, and we started to see these active listings go down in Fort Myers and Cape Coral. It's not the whole county. And we started to see pending sales go up. And it's no wonder why we've got the kind of market that we have. It's because our inventory is indeed changing. So now what I want to do is take you through our prices by area here. And you can kind of get a good overview of what's been going on. Now, I don't have Sanibel and Captiva on this sheet for some reason, but Sanibel and Captiva led the county. It was only down about 19%. So I don't have the latest version on here, but in our State of the Market report, you're going to be able to find that at topagent.com. Just simply go there. You'll see it prominent on the page. You'll be able to download this entire report. I really encourage you to do that. We saw some areas like Central Fort Myers was down a whopping 70%. That's largely due to some volume. They didn't have the volume this year. But we've got Bonita coming in at about down 35%. Cape Coral, down 28% in the South region. East Fort Myers down about 53%. So not all real estate works the same. All real estate is local, and we know that. And you'll see that by, if you want to find out you're maybe interested in putting an offer in a certain area or you live in a certain area, you'll be able to look to that graph and kind of see what's going on. And then if we've got time for maybe another graph or two, I want to talk about inventory level by months. And there's a couple areas you might want to take note of. Look at Lehigh Acres. We're down to 4.99 months of inventory in Lehigh Acres. Definitely one of the hot spots. I've got another graph to show you a little bit later on in the show. Lehigh Acres is really on fire. A lot of people thought it was Cape Coral. It's transitioned to Lehigh Acres. Cape Coral is still doing very well, but a lot of inventory in Lehigh Acres. So what we're going to do, we're going to continue this on and give you this Lee County overview. There'll be a second half to this before we get to our segments, and we'll take you through. We'll break it down by area. So if you live in a certain area, you're going to see exactly what's happening, price range in each area. It's going to be fantastic. Stay tuned. You're watching The Future of Real Estate presented by the Ellis team at RE/MAX. Don't forget our website, which is topagent.com. If you want to reach us, you can reach us at 800-860-4042, and we'll be right back.